And so all through about 96 to about 2008, we grew gasoline demand every year in this country. It was an amazing phenomena that most people did not expect. And then we see another cliff, right? That's 2008. That is the global financial crisis. For all of us in this room, for all of our parents, it was the worst economic environment that the world has seen. So in some aspects, it was actually worse than the Great Depression that our great-grandparents or grandparents lived through. But we got through it. And in fact, what we've seen is that the U.S. economy has actually led. U.S. consumers have actually led that global recovery. And we don't expect another economic event like that for another 75 or 100 years. But in the meantime, we start thinking a lot about gasoline. And so when the gasoline price fell, because the oil price fell, starting in July of 2014, we started getting pretty excited because we knew what was going to happen. People were going to start driving more. We were going to get more demand for gasoline. There would be more demand for oil. And this was at a time when oil was still worth quite a lot of money. And so we expected this huge renaissance. I remember our team put together a hugely bullish forecast. We looked at all the macros. We looked at traditional price response mechanisms, elasticity equations for gasoline. We came up with this incredibly bullish forecast. We were way outside of the consensus on what gasoline demand for 2015 was going to be like. We were off by 100%. Gasoline demand turned out to be twice what we had anticipated in 2015. And so most of the folks who are watching the commodities said, okay, that was it. It was one really big bump that was different than before, an outsized price response. It won't happen again. And what did we get in 2016? Another huge spike in gasoline demand. People kept driving. And so it became incumbent on me to figure out where those people were going and what the gasoline demand was going to be in the future. So we started looking at it a very, very different way. We started looking at it in terms of the actual individual consumer of gasoline and thinking about gasoline demand not as this big 9 million barrel a day sink and macro function, but actually a tiny function is how do individual people drive and what are they thinking about when they drive. And so I went back and looked. It turns out each licensed driver every year on average drives about 15,000 miles a year, given all the time that they have. And so that was the case. We worked up from about 13,500, 13,800 miles per person, per licensed driver, up to about 15,000 over a 15-year period, 20-year period. And that was mostly about lifestyle changes. And so when people took the new job in the suburb and had a longer commute to work, that added to the average that everyone would have to drive. As the modes of shopping changed and moved to big suburban malls and people started eating outside the house more and to drive to restaurants, we could add all that up and it made some kind of sense. And so when the price of gasoline got to $4 a gallon, 2008, and people quit driving so much and started buying smaller cars and changing their habits and started carpooling, that made a whole lot of sense. Aha, this is classic price response. The price of gasoline goes up and people drive